At WRI, the quality assurance process is a joint effort between authors, reviewers, and the S&R department. As the most polished of our knowledge products, reports and issue briefs follow a standardized review process that includes sequential internal and external review. Working papers and technical notes go through a customized review process. Internal review and external review could be conducted at the same time or in reverse order. For technical notes, the review process is slightly different. Instead of a pub plan, a technical note questionnaire is required. Unlike publications, interactive applications and tools start with an application plan. The app plan also provides a questionnaire to detail the accompanying technical note if one is required. The quality assurance process generally consists of multiple design and user testing phases until the final version is agreed upon with your sign-off director. If an interactive application contains data or analysis that has not been previously published through a peer review process, a technical note is required to document the research and analytical methodology. Let's walk through the quality assurance process for a report. There are 5 major steps involved: submit a pub plan, work on your manuscript, complete internal review, complete external review, and receive final approval. Step 1. Every report and issue brief starts with a pub plan. The pub plan is a short document that can be found on the OneWRI system. It should be completed as soon as your research funding is secured and you have a clear idea of what question your knowledge product will answer. The purpose of the pub plan is to help you get early feedback on the research process and your methods, think about your audience and influence strategy, plan out the review process, and to keep other programs in the loop on your work. In the pub plan, we will ask you to provide some basic information on the product, including the proposed title of your paper, the type of publication you plan to use, your intended target audience, the research questions you plan to answer and research methods you plan to use, when you expect the product to be ready for internal review, and your intended release date. We will also ask for a draft outline at this stage. Keep in mind that the pub plan is a living document and you can always go back and update it. It's designed to guide, not restrict, your research process. Step 2. Once S&R and your sign-off director, normally your program director, have had a chance to provide feedback on your pub plan, you can go ahead with drafting. Remember, you are not alone in this process. The S&R team offers early research seminars upon request. These are a great way for you to receive feedback from experts in different programs, centers, and country offices on your research methods and preliminary findings before you start the drafting process. We also organize S&R cafes on a regular basis, providing research support and answering any questions you might have regarding your manuscript. These events are held with members of the S&R team at any stage of your writing or review processes. Sign up for one of 3 available slots when you receive the quarterly email. Here comes the exciting part. After months of hard work, your manuscript is finally ready for peer review. When you send it to S&R for approval, you should confirm your proposed reviewer's willingness to provide the review within your proposed time frame. Note that at least 4 internal reviewers are required, and for publications produced at WRI's global office, an internal reviewer from one of WRI's international offices is highly recommended. Similarly, if you are going to produce a report in one of our international offices, it's a good idea to invite a colleague from the global office to serve as an internal reviewer. Your sign-off director cannot serve as an official internal reviewer, as he or she will be responsible for approval of your paper at other stages. Internal review normally takes 2 weeks. After all reviews have been received, you should leave sufficient time to make revisions to your manuscript. S&R will ask you to complete a review memo, highlighting major comments from your reviewers and briefly explaining how you addressed them. When your manuscript is ready for external review, you should confirm your external reviewer's availability. 4 external reviewers are required, including someone with an opposing viewpoint to help strengthen your own thesis. WRI allows external reviewers 3 weeks to review our drafts. The last step in the review process is final approval. Send your latest draft and review memo to your sign-off director to obtain final approval. Once they have provided their final approval, you should share your updated draft and the review memo with S&R for their final review. This concludes the peer review phase of publication. As part of the 1WRI Connect project, we are working with IT to integrate the review process into the Office 365 platform. The online version will automate the whole process, but the workflow will stay the same. Also, professional copy editing by a WRI-approved copy editor is mandatory for all WRI publications. If the draft does not meet the well-written standard, a substantive edit will be required. Once the copy edit is completed, you should check in with the communications department for the next steps. The production process includes design, ISBN assignment, if necessary, printing, and, most importantly, outreach and distribution. We understand that you are new to WRI, and this training can be overwhelming. Not to worry, though. There's a science and research portal on WRI's intranet, where you can find all of the policies, standards, and processes that we introduced today. Additionally, there are some practical guidance documents you might find useful, such as examples of pub plans or review memos, as well as frequently asked questions about S&R. We also provide library services through this online portal. Remember, the internet is accessible as long as you have a WRI email account, no matter where you are in the world. If you have any problems or questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.